It's a stacked up Sunday in Studio AP where we continue to circle around the proposed new rules of golf. Today, a deeper dive into the maximum score form of stroke play and particularly how it could relate to your home course or club championship. Then we welcome in live the 2013 U.S. Amateur Champion and three-time European Tour winner, Matthew Fitzpatrick. He's been busy getting ready for the Masters. He's going to show you that swing and take you inside his game plan now, just a few weeks out from Augusta. Plus, we'll also speak with the executive vice president of the Trump Organization. A can't-miss interview Gary Williams had with Eric Trump on his father, the president, their family, his ambitions, and, of course, the game of golf. So get your day started with us as Morning Drive begins now.
And good morning, welcome inside Studio AP Championship Sunday for the best players in the world. Gary Williams, Charlie Rymer, the rest of the gang in just a second. They ain't playing no championships at your home club in Chattanooga today.
That's right. Honors course is shut down for business this weekend. But you know what? Folks across the Southeast have had a wonderful winter. And really, it's gone up to the Midwest and the Northeast. It's been a great winter for golf. You know, we always have it. You and I were talking about a minute ago. There's always that one last cold snap. Hopefully, this is it.
By the way, you know my son's coming in today? You didn't know I had a son.
I didn't know
he's
that.
coming in a little while, Cara. Good morning to you.
Gary, what a tease that is. Yes, I'm alongside our LPGA member, Paige McKenzie. And by the way, we've had another champion overnight. Now, Anibal Lahiri is a name that you are probably familiar with from his PGA Tour play, but today is all about another man from South Asia. Overnight, SSP Chaurasia tied the record for the most European Tour wins by an Indian as he blew away the field to successfully defend his title at the Hero Indian Open. We'll have his highlights from today's final round shortly, but he has dominated this event, Paige, for so many years.
He has, and he considers this what would be a fifth major in his schedule. It's, of course, his home country open, and the win was significant in that it's the first time both the women's Indian Open champion and the men's Indian Open champion are from the home country of India.
And the women's Indian Open champion was?
Aditi Ashok.
We all know her name as well. Lots of people to know on this Sunday, Lauren.
Yes, we do. Good morning, Cara. Good morning to the rest of our crew as well. Let's dive into those trending stories, starting with the man who has a four-shot lead headed into today's Sunday at the Valspar Championship. Adam Hadwin, his bogey-free Saturday 67, and now 18 holes to go with his first PGA Tour title on the line. As we get you back to Cara Robinson, we're going to see if this 29-year-old Canadian can keep cruising all the way to the winner's circle.
Well, he would become the 14th Canadian to win on the PGA Tour should he get the job done today. So for more on the leader, let's welcome in our reporter, Chantal McCabe, is on site at Innisbrook. Good morning, Chantal.
Good morning. Got some clouds here this morning, some showers could come through noon to 3, but so far so good today. We're hoping to get through this final round and maybe see Adam Hadwin getting his first PGA Tour win.
Yeah, fingers crossed. It's been wonderful weather this week so far. Let's follow up on Hadwin. He has held only one 54-hole lead on the PGA Tour when he recently, of course, went on to finish runner-up at the Career Builder Challenge in January. Now he's back on top again, but apparently he has more on his mind than just the W. Can you tell us a bit more about any nerves he's handling both on and off the golf course?
Well, you know a thing or two about this car because you have a wedding coming up. Mr. 59, one of the Mr. 59s this season, Adam Hadwin, had some really great putting this week. He had 2 long putts yesterday, and that kept him on top of the leaderboard. And he said that's something he's really been working on. As you said, some nerves going into Sunday, but those aren't the only ones. He'll be getting married in 2 weeks to his fiancée, Jessica. The two met when he was on the road playing for the Web.com tour. He's very excited about that. He said he's been away from plans. He's letting Jessica handle the responsibilities. He'll be getting married in Phoenix, and then he's scheduled for his honeymoon at the French Polynesia. That would be the week of the Masters. So if he gets a win here, he keeps up the good work and the good putting, there's going to be some changes to the plans after the wedding.
All right, well, looking forward to seeing what's happening. Now, his 4-shot lead is the largest on the PGA Tour since 2002 at the Valspar Championship. That's pretty impressive, but there are a few guys chasing, aren't there, including a 3-time PGA Tour winner in J.J. Henry, who seems to have a pretty accomplished caddy on the bag this week. Chantal, can you tell us a bit more?
That's right. Well, JJ Henry, there was a really cute moment we saw with Henrik Stenson on Friday with his little one, Alice, running up on the fairway and giving Daddy a big hug and a kiss. Well, JJ Henry has 2 boys, and they're both on their spring break this week, like many families are having. They're coming out to Innisbrook Resort, having a good time, hanging by the pool. Well, on the 8th hole yesterday, JJ Henry made back-to-back birdies on 7 and 8, and his youngest, Carson, ran right up to him and gave Dad a big high five and said, "Dad, that was awesome." He made a pretty clutch putt. So family affair here is pretty cool, but on the bag for him this week for JJ Henry is Mark Brooks, won the PGA Championship back in 1996. The two are friends. They play a lot of golf together, and JJ Henry has played in this event. This is the 14th straight year. I shouldn't say straight year. He missed last year because of a family vacation, but his 14th start in this event. So he has plenty of experience here. He says it's a challenging course, but it's nice to have a familiar face on the bag because he knows the layout pretty well. And so it's just good to have a buddy around and give him some good luck. And of course, a PGA champion. Why not?
Right, I bet it's pretty handy. Check that out. JJ's little boy running on. We had Henrik Stenson's little daughter running on a couple of days ago. It is a family affair at the Valspar Championship. Chantal, thank you for those notes. We'll speak to you again in an hour.
Sounds good. See you, Cara.
Alrighty, Adam Hadwin has been in this position before, Paige. We just mentioned it, the Career Builder Challenge.
Yes.
Ended up finishing runner-up. How do you think that experience will help him today?
No, most definitely will help him, having been there and being comfortable in a position that makes most people uncomfortable. And I think for Adam, it is his to lose, though. And I think that's the only pressure point for him moving forward into today, because he does not only have a 4-shot lead, but it's a golf course that typically has not been giving up a lot of birdies in the afternoon. So a lot of his chasers aren't going to have as many opportunities to try to catch him as much as he needs to stay in front of them.
Right, he's the guy in control. It's
Correct.
up to him. He's got to give a few back if anyone's going to come chasing him. Mind you, Dustin Johnson had a 4-shot lead with 9 holes to play in Mexico just last weekend. He did end up coming through, but it did get a little bit tight at one stage. All right, Lauren, what else is trending today?
That is the game of golf. We never know. Too early to make solid predictions yet, but moving on to the story behind the player currently in second in Palm Harbor, Florida, Patrick Cantlay, the former top-ranked amateur who's in the midst of just his second start since a lengthy layoff. Cantlay birdied his first and last holes along with 3 more in between for a clean-carded 66. We now welcome back Gary Williams and Charlie Reimer to say, this is impressive, the least. I mean, that's an understatement when you're talking about Cantlay.
Very well said, Lauren. No question about it, because most recently you were out playing a round of golf with Patrick Cantlay along with John Cook and Sandra Gall, and you were wowed by his ability.
We played on Sunday at Isleworth, and Isleworth is an extremely tough golf course, as everybody knows. And I found myself talking to John Cook a lot as we didn't go back to the back tees, the Tiger tees they call them at Isleworth, watching him, how long he is, how solid he is. And the putting stroke looked wonderful to me on Sunday. But I'm telling you, every time he hit it in a bunker shot, and you're a little like me in that the way you measure up a player is how they hit a challenging bunker shot. Every time he hit it in one of those deep bunkers, that ball came out of there with a perfect spin, the perfect touch, and I walked away Sunday afternoon going, why hasn't this young man won 5 times on the PGA Tour already?
Well, there's a number of reasons, and one is he's had a debilitating back issue that has put him on the shelf for a couple of years, not to mention the tragedy of a dear friend who was on his bag, who literally died in his arms. But if you go back to 2011, when this young man was an amateur playing at UCLA, he played 5 times as an amateur in professional events, including the Travelers. And what did he do in that event? Well, he finished in the top 25, of which he finished in the top 25 in 4 of the 5 starts he made as an amateur and shot 60 in that round right there. He finished tied for 21st at the U.S. Open at Congressional. He had a top 10. And if you go back to that time, he was upset in the U.S. Amateur by Kelly Craft, which was, you know, amateurs, match play, you never describe anything, Charlie, as a huge upset. That was a big upset. He was the #1 amateur in the world, and he was talked about more than Jordan Spieth.
Well, I mean, tremendous talent, no doubt about that. But if you're looking for someone to pull for, this is a player to pull for, because the back injuries that he has dealt with basically have required him to get completely away from the game for as much as 10 or 11 months at a time. And to just sit there and not know whether you're going to be able to play golf or you're not going to be able to play golf. You mentioned the tragedy of his best friend essentially dying in his arms, a tragic hit and run. Best friend Chris Roth also on the bag for Patrick Cantlay. He's dealt with a lot. The back issue seems to have settled down. He's done that by changing his golf swing just a little bit here and there. The changes may not be real noticeable, but a few things to take some pressure off the back, new workout routines and new warm-up routines. But he seems to have all the tragedy behind him. Hopefully the injury is behind him. He's an introverted player. He doesn't say a whole lot. He lets his clubs do the talking, and they speak very loudly and very well.
Well, his tee time today as he gets ready for this final round. He hadn't been there in a while, but again, he's done a lot in this game. He's just been away from the game, Lauren, for some time, but he is 4 back of that 54-hole leader, Adam Hadwin.
Yes, he is, Gary. But now getting to the golf that wrapped up in New Delhi before we even came on the air on this Sunday morning, the Hero Indian Open. And yes, the defending champion in SSP Chowreja, who blew away the rest of the field for a 7-shot victory. Gavin Green, he came in second place at 3 under. But Cara and Paige, what a win by Chowreja to get his 4th European Tour title.
Yeah, there really was only one guy to watch at Delhi Golf and Country Club today. He was the defending champion. He had a 2-shot lead in the fairway here at the 4th hole. Paige, this is second.
Did you see this green? Take a look at this green. Eddie Pepperell, who was leading in the 3rd round, described it as something you would find at Disneyland. Keep an eye on this golf course as we go through the rest of the highlights.
Didn't stop SSP. That was a birdie, his first of the day. Got him to 10 under. Now another chance at the 8th.
And sometimes things are just going your way. Right pace, right line, right speed, and making the crowd happy.
Looks like he can't even believe it. That 20-footer got him to 9 under because he did bogey the 6th and 7th. Now has a 4-shot lead in the fairway at 9.
And just a beautiful stroke right there. You could tell on a half wedge, taking it the same distance back as forward, very efficient. That's where you get the spin.
That would be another birdie. He gets to 10 under now with a 5-shot lead. Son of a greenkeeper, by the way. He knows the greens well.
He does, and you can see just accelerated towards his target, which was not the hole, and then let gravity take it towards and the rest of the way.
That will be another birdie at 13. Now a 6-shot lead as we move ahead to 17. Find him in the fairway at the par 4.
And this does look like some sort of amusement park. Where is the green? Well, I don't even know. Nope, he didn't hit the green. He hit, oh yeah, a rock. Sometimes you need some luck.
Ended up on the green. That was a pretty safe bounce. He would manage to save par there, retain what is now an 8-shot lead. Even he is laughing. He can't quite believe some of the luck that he is getting today. We'll move ahead to 18. He had a long lag putt for par. Left himself just this bogey putt to win at the 18th hole. Nothing better than a tap-in to win. All 4 of his European Tour wins, by the way, have come on home soil in India. This one, though, by 7 shots, tying the largest winning margin on the European Tour this season. He got absolutely drenched by his family and friends. There are interesting names on the leaderboard as well, though. A couple of multi-European Tour winners in Matteo Manassero, Rafa Cabrera-Bello and Anaban Lahiri, who we know has won this event previously in 2015. Lauren?
Thank you so much. Well, let's get a beat on social media this morning. Always fun to do. And let's start with Arjun Atwal. He was teeing it up in the Hero Indian Open. Great win by the winner and the defending champ, SSP Chowreja. Dominant performance by his friend Chow. That's a common nickname for Chowreja. Really proud of him. 4 European Tour titles. Moving on, though, to Brooke Pancake, LPGA Tour professional. Jimbo, that's her grandfather's nickname. He was having a crazy day out on the course. Can't give me a run for my money. Get this. He shoots his own age. Well done. Gotta love family golf. Nice post by Pancake on Instagram. Kevin Kisner, though, he's about to make his 8th start at the Masters coming up in just a few weeks. Posted this photo, my 2 coaches and a very good buddy. Had a great time out there. Definitely, a 2nd start at Augusta National he'll be making at the Masters. But moving on to one of our guests today in Studio AP, Matt Fitzpatrick, and a look inside our green room. He's preparing to be live in studio. He's going to talk about his Augusta National prep today on Morning Drive, so you don't want to miss that as we get you on over to Gary Williams. We're going to have a lot of guests on the show today, aren't we?
We're going to talk to this young man who has done a lot in the game, including that right there, winning the DP World Tour Championship with an 18th hole birdie. Plus, how'd you like to be in a family business with your dad? Wouldn't that be fun? But what if your dad said, you know what, I'm going to leave the business to run for president, and he wins? My conversation with Eric Trump coming up on this Championship Sunday on Morning Drive.